What is going on, everybody? Just wanted to give you an update in terms of how things have been going. In the month of November, I closed at 16%. So two closes. Lead flow has been low, two PIFs, and ultimately secured 1.4K in commissions. But the thing that I want to be talking about is all the expenses I've been incurring. So remember how I secured a lease for a space in the city for to do physiotherapy? Awesome stuff. I should have read the fine print. This is a current problem that I still have, but I still need to understand what's going on. And I'm still a sucker for promises and how I perceive it in my head because, yeah, 4 days of no clients and paying $600 in rent. That's a big blow. Um, so I want to probably have to, not probably, I will have to eat that because if it keeps going, I can definitely pay it off. But it all goes back down to not a physio mindset, but a business mindset in terms of finding these clients and not relying on anybody else to find these clients, which goes back to my sales problem at the moment. With one offer, I'm doing setting and closing, and the current problem this offer is having is there's a lot of issues when it comes to securing prospects to get them on the call and then closing them. I've had two people on the call so far. One was just looking, so very cold through organic. The other one was very interested, but the finances didn't pull through. So got the commitment at the end, but they just couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't get it through. On the flip side, on the other side, I'm still paying like $700 Australian a month for sales training, which I am using, but not using fully. So my question to myself is, what do I have to subtract or remove with my expenses to make sure that I'm not gonna drive a big hole in my bank account because we don't want that? Or how do I use everything properly to make sure that I am actually getting um, closes, getting money into the bank account, getting cash flow? Because what's going on in my head is when I saw the big fat invoice of $600 in rent, I was just thinking to myself, damn, whose fault is it? Do I externalize it and blame the person that charged me the rent? Or do I actually have to take full ownership on the fact that if they're not going to subsidize the rent, it's up to me to actually find these clients, get on Google, make make a my Google profile, actually rank on Google and start finally getting some clients. I feel like that's really important for me to do. I just thought about that and it's come into my mind. I need to take way more action because it takes only one client or two clients to pay off the rent per day. So that's pretty much what I have to do on the closing side and the sales side. I just have to put more work in. One thing I hate is that I'm just seeing so many people win, but maybe I'm forcing myself or putting myself in these situations where I can't win, which in the long run I feel like helps because I always go back to the ultimate goal. Like, would love to pay off my mortgage. That would psychologically just bring down a lot of stress and just have available cash flow just to have peace of mind, essentially. Peace of mind and to buy whatever I want. Right now, I don't have any problems with that. It's just that so much of that is just tied to the mortgage. And I was looking at some content the other day, and yeah, having real estate valued at such a high price, like I'd say my property is really close to hitting a mil, but that's if I'm not going to sell it, like I don't really have, I'm not really even valued at $1 million. I'm only valued at what's in my bank account, which is pennies. So that's helped me reaffirm that having an expensive house means absolutely nothing unless you need to sell it. And if you need to sell it, in my situation, it'll be pretty crap situation because then I won't have an asset, which I kind of do want. But let's just actually think about it. If you don't have an asset, but then you have like free flowing liquid cash, what do you do with it? Make a business. And that's kind of what I'm doing, anyways. So hypothetically, I'm most likely still winning because I've got an asset that I'm paying off, and it's like a trump card. Whereas I'm bleeding out money. That's that's the problem that I'm having right now. But am I bleeding out from the perspective of me because I've never bled money out or hemorrhaging money out this bad? And the reason why it's hemorrhaging this bad is because I'm just thinned out in terms of focus. I feel like that's a big reason. But where do I just focus all my energy on? Because ultimately, like if I'm doing what I'm doing, I'd say like profit wise, it's like between 2 to 5%. I need to work that out, and yeah, really cut out as much expenses as I can because not looking good. Not looking good. Um, what else should I say? Yeah, on the skills side of things, I need to be a bit more firmer, be a bit more meaner when it comes to these calls because I need to just catch people's frames versus consuming myself into them and address that. On the physio side of things, like things are doing good. Skill wise, it's taken 2 to 3. This is my third year of fascial counter strain, and I am hitting some. I am kicking goals. So yesterday, I had a guy who had sharp neck pain. It was a cartilage dysfunction in his cervical spine, and I ended up assessing that. I checked it twice through his cervical and then did a cranial scan for those that know through his lambda and his occipital suture. All checked out, cleared it, and I would say, yeah, big change, more than 50, at least 70% change. Because the reason why I can say that number is because people are like, holy cow, or what, that's a, what, you just didn't do anything. Those are the types of responses you want to be getting in terms of seeing results in 20 minutes. Now, the reason why I want to keep this rental agreement in the city is because I can be charging a lot more and be offering that service to way more people, and they'll still benefit. Because I feel like physios these days, I'm like up against them, and I'm getting more and more confident that I have way more hands-on skills than most physios. So my competition right now are physios, massage therapists, chiros, osteopath. As long as I'm on this direction, I can definitely help people. The other that on one more thing before I finish up, with the physio side of things as well. I had a 12-year-old client. She had shoulder problems and pretty much completely almost. I mean, it's hard to judge with 12-year-olds, but almost no more shoulder pain. She's been swimming for the and she got it through swimming. It's been going on for the last month. Had some chiro treatment. Didn't do much until she had some fascial counter strain on her cervicals, her T5 to C6, some cartilage stuff on her shoulder. She went from a 5 out of 10 pain. Saw her the second time. Now it's like a 1 to a 0 out of 10. Happy with that. I would say I'm not always consistently hitting them, but compared to 2 years ago, like way better than just conventional physio. So I'm looking forward to another 12 more months of fascial counter strain, more physio, more practice, more hands on different types of prospects and clients. And yeah, looking forward to seeing where this goes.